Good evening. Am I audible?
Good evening, sir. Audible, sir.
So let us write liberty, equality is our first topic and crime and punishment is our second topic. Have you gone through? या पहले crime and punishment लिख लेते हैं. I think many of you have revised crime and punishment first. चलिए पहले एक क्वेश्चन लिखिए. 2016 is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Question number 11, 2016. Is liberty a positive and equal opportunity of self-realization? Discuss. So 722. Start writing. Please mail your answers. बाकी लोग कहाँ हैं? These people are absent. Why you have not revised? If you will be absent in the answer writing class, you will be made to be absent in the regular class. आप नहीं रिवाइज करके आए हैं, you come and own that you have not revised. ऐसे छुपने से नहीं होगा आंसर राइटिंग. चलिए लिखना चालू कीजिए. Yes. Did anybody write? Is liberty a positive and equal opportunity of self-realization? किसी ने लिखा?
Yes, sir. Send it. Yes, sir.
Send quickly. Yes. So, Shavya, what part of the uh, topic did you have to pick in this? Meaning, scope, dimension, or various views? What did you pick?
So,
Yes.
meaning and dimension.
Yes, you can say meaning is an important constituent. There is also a part of scope that you should be writing.
Yes, so liberty and license and
Correct.
liberty and
Yes.
authority.
Yes, you have to write about liberty and license because there only one man's liberty should not be an infringement on another man's liberty. Otherwise, liberty of one will be tyranny or exploitation of the other. Then there is a view given by Ernest Baker. Can you read the point number 1, 2, 3, Vikas? The need of each to enjoy similar and equal liberty with others. Is this visible?
Second, yes, sir. The need of each to enjoy similar and equal liberty with others. The need of all to realize liberty in the sphere of their capacities. And the authorities of the state to regulate liberty and limitations on such authorities.
Yes, so that is also one aspect you have to write about Ernest Baker. Then modern understanding of liberty is that we need maximum liberty with least concern on security. Then in the dimensions, will we write about civil liberty? Yes.
So maybe not as such.
Not correct. Will we write about political liberty?
No, sir.
No. It is about socio-economic liberty. So socio-economic liberty, definitely we can mention that there should be positive self-realization, or liberty in the broad sense is full development of your personality. In that sense, state also has a positive role to play, etc., etc. Okay. You can also write the views of philosophers. Has anybody written the views of any philosopher? Yes. Anybody?
So a little part of J.S. Mill.
Okay, you have written some aspects of J.S. Mill. Okay. You will also write one criticism that negative libertarians like Berlin, etc., they are of the view that if a man is so poor that he cannot afford a loaf of bread on which no legal ban exists, he is not deprived of political liberty. Therefore, the existing social equalities cannot be questioned from Berlin's point of view. He says that if one cannot fly like an eagle or swim like a whale, one cannot complain of being denied liberty. That part also you can write. But will we agree with this view? Yes.
No, sir.
No, we'll write Berlin is, however, confused between two aspects of positive liberty, moral and material. Okay. So just let us evaluate Shevya's answer and few answers. Then I'll give one more question और फिर liberty के पूरे notes को एक बार summarize करते हैं. Let us discuss the entire notes of liberty once. Okay, Shevya and Gauri, good. Vikas, answer.
Only half written.
Only half written. And yesterday's half written. No answers came for yesterday. Yes.
Yesterday I was not able to come.
Sorry.
Sorry, sir. Yesterday due to some work I was not able to come.
See, work will always be there. इस वर्क के बाद there is family. Then you are an individual with limited capacity. नींद भी है, नहाना भी है, धोना भी है. You have to talk to your near and dear ones, etc. And then comes UPS. अगर हम इस प्रायोरिटी के इसमें रहेंगे, so what will happen? Yes.
नहीं होगा सर.
नहीं होगा. तो when we have this self realization, फिर भी जो है, it is like what I call in philosophy of religion, man is limited by space and time. God is not an object of cognition of space and time. God is beyond space and time, but man refuses to give it this unequal struggle. But जैसे वहां पर you had to look within, when you started look within, what would be the intuitive realization, Shavya? Yes.
Aham Brahmasmi.
Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahma. So you have to look within, that all this definitely can be taken care of along with UPSC if we simply reset our priorities. और अगर हम कुछ बहुत बेहतर करना चाहते हैं in number 1, 2, 3, this is definitely an instrument. I am not saying if you should only prioritize UPSC over work, family, individual, etc. But it is just a matter of 6 to 8 months. One sincere 6 to 8 months, that is all that is required. आप सभी लोग ये 6 से 8 month जो है देते हैं, but you give it across attempts, across 2, 3, 4 attempts. और दैट इज वाई क्यूमुलेटिवली इसका जो इफेक्ट है वो कभी नेगेटिव से पॉजिटिव हो ही नहीं पाता. आप लोग सभी लोग मेहनत करते हैं, बट ये जो हमको 6 to 8 months इसकी रिक्वायरमेंट है, वो हमको एक अटेम्प्ट में नहीं मिल पा रहा. जब वो मिल जाएगा, दैट इज द बेसिक रिक्वायरमेंट, ऑल दिस विल बी टेकन केयर ऑफ फॉर द एटलीस्ट नियर फोर्सिएबल फ्यूचर. आप थोड़ा सा एथिक्स को ताक पे रख के काम करेंगे तो फॉर दी नेक्स्ट फ्यू जनरेशंस, और आप अगर पूरे एथिक्स के साथ काम करेंगे, सो यू विल बी रिमेम्बर्ड फॉर ऑल टाइम्स टू कम एज अ वेरी अपराइट ऑफिसर हु ब्रॉट चेंज इन इंडिया. तो जब क्लैरिटी आप लोगों को खुद है कि दिस इज द रिक्वायरमेंट, देन वी शुड वर्क इन दैट डायरेक्शन, राइट? यस, नो?
Yes sir.
यस. चलिए, आई विल स्पीक विथ यू अभी क्लास के बाद.
Me too, sir.
Yes. Who is me accusing me of me too?
No, sir. Because
Dipesh? Yeah. Yes, Dipesh also. For you also, time will, since you are now also working and a very demanding job is also there. So again, यही same pattern हो जाएगा, Dipesh. Okay. In fact, Shavya, Vikas, Dipesh, Rituraj, these 4 people, you have to be brought back immediately. You should be given that क्या कहते हैं वो जिनको like some persons are, when they are having a heart attack, so they are given that, what is that called when they,
PPR.
no,
CPR.
not CPR, and you will get my class banned. I'm talking of that electric impulse that they give. What is that called?
AED.
Sorry?
AED.
AED.
एडवांस इलेक्ट्रिक डिफिब्रिलेटर आई गेस
हाँ, जो भी
शॉक
मतलब
ट्रीटमेंट जो होता है
हाँ, वो जो एक झटका देना है ना, टू ब्रिंग बैक लाइफ इनटू योर यूपीएससी प्रिपरेशन, that has to be there. Anyways,
I said me to talk to me also.
nah, yeah. I was only joking here.
We know some.
Is liberty a positive and equal opportunity of self-realization? Broadly speaking, freedom implies two things. पहले broadly speaking से पहले भी तो कुछ होना चाहिए ना. Yes, you should write. Liberty is a very important ideal in social political philosophy. Broadly speaking, and liberty and freedom are used interchangeably. कुछ तो ऐसा लिखेंगे ना.
True, yes, sir.
Yes. Plus again, my advice is, this is one advice I followed in one of the attempts. I always used to write the etymological meaning. So write
Yes,
the etymological. Yes. I'm just explaining. I have not read your answer so far.
No, sir. I was just asking that what is
Yeah.
the etymological meaning of liberty?
So liberty would be coming from some word, no, liber, right? It would be coming from all these words. They are having some kind of, जैसे liberty, equality. These ideals came from which revolution?
French.
Yes, French Revolution. Justice came from Russian Revolution, correct? But etymologically, therefore, matlab, these words, they are not of English in origin, right?
Yes, sir.
So they will be having some Greek word, some French word, etc. So we will be picking that word, that its Greek meaning is this, its French meaning is this, in English it means this.
Okay,
Yes.
sir.
So this
Yes.
one change that I did, my marks increased from 108 to 155. Other than generally enhancing the content, but not great enhancement, simple enhancement and one etymological meaning, I remember, was one major change I brought, and marks significantly picked up across my attempt.
So
Okay.
it comes from the Latin word liber.
Libertas, yes, correct. हाँ, तो ये जैसे secularis, libertas, ये सभी के वर्ड हैं. Most of them are of Latin in origin, है ना. बाकी का पार्ट आपने जो पढ़ा है, that is what is written in the notes, right? If you take the meaning of libertas, it would be freedom, or it would be the condition and quality of human being. बाकी जो आपने लिखा है वही मीनिंग है, बस आपको ये एक additional add कर देना है. It is etymologically from the word libertas. This adds for a very good introduction, है ना.
Okay, sir.
अगर
I'll
आप
add it.
libertas को divide भी करना चाहें तो it is from the word liber. Liber means that which is free. हाँ. So एक small आप एडजस्टमेंट आप लोग आंसर में कर लिया कीजिए, स्पेशली इन सोशियो पॉलिटिकल, वेरेवर एन अपॉर्चुनिटी इज देयर इन द इंट्रोडक्शन, राइट द एटिमोलॉजिकल मीनिंग. ओके, ठीक है. सो बेसिकली एक बात था हमको कि हमको पॉजिटिव लिबर्टी पे एनहांस करना था. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ पॉजिटिव लिबर्टी, और लिबर्टी इन ब्रॉड सेंस, और लिबर्टी इन सोशियो पॉलिटिकल फिलोसफी मींस सो एंड सो एंड सो. Yes. So you write there, state has a, according to T.H. Green, state has a positive role to play, that is hindering the, yes, hindrances. Okay, liberty and law are complementary. Okay, the relation between liberty and equality. Again, some examples are missing. Please give examples. Then the criticism of this view by negative libertarians, Berlin, Hayek.
I thought of giving an example, but I was not reminded of one, like a generic example or a political example.
No, you can take up government schemes for vulnerable section.
Okay, sir.
They are a very good example of in liberty equality topic. Right? You can take reservation as an example, affirmative action is an example. या
Okay, sir.
जितने भी हमने एग्जांपल्स वल्नरेबल सेक्शन के लिए किए वो आप कोट कर सकते हैं.
Done, sir. Okay, sir.
Then the conclusion is not very inspiring. And you have not mentioned one important theme, liberty and license. Okay. Because is liberty a positive and equal opportunity? So this concept of equal opportunity involves some kind of restriction on liberty, right? For liberty to be having an equal opportunity, does it require some kind of restriction?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what is broadly the answer structure? First, etymological meaning. Then freedom and liberty difference. Then in the body, liberty, positive and negative. External and internal. You can also talk about positive liberty, the role of state. Then view of philosophers. Here, J.S. Mill is there, Green is there. Counter view. If one cannot fly like an eagle or swim like a whale, you cannot complain of denial of liberty. So therefore, let some trains, uh, some late trains be late so that the ones on time can reach on time. और कंक्लूजन में आप लिख देंगे इकोनॉमिक सर्वे, that is you make your pie bigger and redistribute. एक ये भी है जिसमें आप लिबर्टी और इक्वालिटी को कनेक्ट कर देते. Some reason your answer always disappears. Okay, so rewrite based on feedback.
Yes.
Okay, but Gauri, where is the introduction? You have started straightforward from the body. Your first paragraph is correct, but where is the introduction?
Write it, sir. I thought that would give the intro.
No, this is part of your body. Liberty is external and internal.
Okay, sir.
थिंकर्स का नाम लिखिए ना. दिस इज एन ऑप्शनल पेपर, सो यू हैव टू राइट द नेम. In the
Yes.
capacity to develop one's rational and moral self comprising liberty. ठीक बात है. One more thing is there, you can also link with your other papers of philosophy. So in true sense, liberty can be equated with the concept of moksha, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Vikas, Shevya. If we connect liberty as state of true freedom and equal realization, will it be moksha or will it be arth, kam, dharm?
Moksha.
Moksha. So one more thing that you people should be doing is link your paper 2 with either parts of paper 2 or parts of paper 1, right? Because the concept of bondage, is it not dealing with restrictions or restraints on your liberty? क्योंकि बॉन्डेज का सेकंड एस्पेक्ट क्या है? बॉन्डेज एंड लिबरेशन.
Liberation.
यस. सो हमको इस तरह की थोड़ी सी सोशियो पॉलिटिकल में फिलोसफी ऑफ रिलीजन लिखना है, इंडियन या वेस्टर्न फिलोसफी लिखना है, फिलोसफी ऑफ रिलीजन में भी वी हैव टू ब्रिंग दिस एस्पेक्ट. पेपर 2 में यू कैन डेफिनेटली यूज सम एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ पेपर 2 इटसेल्फ एज वेल एज ऑफ पेपर 1.
Yes, sir.
So here you write, therefore there is positive role for state to play. State will be hindering the hindrances. अगर आप इसको आंसर को इस डायरेक्शन में ले जाना चाहते हो, सो यू टॉक अबाउट इक्वालिटी ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी इज नॉट इनफ. व्हाट शुड बी देयर? इक्वालिटी ऑफ outcome. If you want to take the answer in this direction, okay, rewrite.
Yes, sir.
चलिए एक और क्वेश्चन लिखते हैं एंड देन आई विल एक्सप्लेन द एंटायर लिबर्टी टॉपिक and let us see if the answer improves after that. Write this 2019 question. Does liberty put limitations to equality? This is actually not mentioned in the liberty topic. ये equality topic के last में लिखा हुआ है. Equality and liberty relation. Okay. So through this topic, let me also explain that whether liberty puts limitations to equality. Discuss. So start writing. 8. I am giving you lot of time. 12 minutes. Start writing. Yes. Done. Did anybody write? Shavya, Gauri, Vikas.
Yes, sir. Try to.
Sir, I'm still trying.
Okay. So let us, everybody please focus now. Let us revise liberty completely. Liberty, its meaning, its scope, dimensions, various views, conclusion. Meaning, सबसे पहले अगर हम लिबर्टी की मीनिंग की बात करें, सो लिबर्टी हैज टू मीनिंग्स. One, liberty and freedom are used interchangeably. Freedom is generally used by egalitarian philosophers or socialist philosophers. But freedom is a broad term. Freedom में क्या दो अर्थ होते हैं? Freedom as quality of human being, and second is, yes,
Condition of human.
freedom as condition of human being. When we are talking of freedom as quality of human being, we are speaking from social political perspective. Freedom as condition of human being is more from legal or political perspective. This is the sphere of politics. This is the social and political talks about both. Quality of human being mein, what is the difference between a human being and other creatures? What is the basic difference? We are capable of,
Reason.
yes, man is a rational creature. We are capable of vision and imagination.
Emotion.
Here, quality of human being pe, who has talked about maximum? Frederick Engels. He, in quality of human being, he talks about the difference between necessity and freedom. Does freedom actually mean that you should be above the laws of nature? Should we be exploitative of nature, above the laws of nature? Then we are free. Or should we understand the laws of nature and work accordingly? That is the real sense of freedom as quality of human being. Why? Because we have vision and imagination. जब बाहर धूप होती है, बाहर बारिश होती है, that is why we have built shelters. There is also an evolution of the houses, right? From caves, we have come to Instagram houses. You are not living in your home now, you are living in the Instagram reel. But there is an evolution, right? So this is what Engels discusses in quality of human being. Condition of human being is primarily when we are talking about liberty. Condition of human being में क्या क्या आ जाएगा? Yes. There is absence of external restraint. इसका दूसरा नाम क्या कह सकते हैं? What is the second name for this?
Negative liberty.
Negative liberty. Then there is a positive liberty also, where there is absence of any kind of restraints, even including removal of internal restraints. Here, there is a restrictive element on the role of state. Here, there is a positive element for the role of state. यहाँ पर state cannot interfere in the state cannot interfere in certain spheres. For example, your home is your castle. Privacy is part of your right to life and personal liberty. Puttaswamy judgment. These are all aspects of negative liberty. Positive liberty, state is trying to remove your internal restraints. For example, poverty. Sometimes the conditions that we are in, is it not because of the accidents of birth? Yes. Like I think Gauri was mentioning, poverty, caste, illiteracy, ignorance. These are some of the internal restraints which prevent us from realization of full development of our personality. So poverty, ignorance, illiteracy, many times these are because of the accidents of birth. For example, if you are born in the family of Adani or Ambani ji, would you be facing any of these? Poverty, ignorance, illiteracy? So here, state has a role to remove this, hindering the hindrances. अब चाहे ये अमर्त्य सेन की कैपेबिलिटी अप्रोच हो, चाहे ये रॉल्स का प्रोवाइडिंग ऑफ सोशल गुड्स हो, चाहे अमर्त्य सेन की कैपेबिलिटी अप्रोच हो, वेयर देयर इज स्टेट इन्वेस्टमेंट इन एजुकेशन, हेल्थ, चाहे वो सीपी मैकफर्सन की क्रिएटिव फ्रीडम हो, all of them are working on this aspect so that liberty gets extended to liberty of all. That is the meaning of liberty. Now, when we come to the scope of liberty, scope has two things. One, when we discuss the scope, when we say liberty is absence of internal restraint, does it mean absence of all internal restraints? Does liberty mean all, not internal, all restraints should be removed? Is this the case? Yes. If liberty becomes absolute and we have human beings of different capacities, what will happen? If liberty is absolute, you have the freedom to do anything you like, and we are people of different capacities, what will happen? Yes.
Tyranny.
Yes, there will be slavery of others for serving the liberty of some. Or liberty in this case will become, yes, license. Therefore, there has to be some restraint on liberty, which J.S. Mill says. J.S. Mill gives the broad principles. J.S. Mill के broad principles क्या हैं? One man's liberty should not become another's constraint or oppression. For this, even L.T. Hobhouse also says, unchartered freedom of one would be the conditional servitude of all. Therefore, Ernest Baker puts certain restrictions, not J.S. Mill, please correct that. Ernest Baker puts three conditions. The need of each to enjoy similar and equal liberty. Each should be enjoying similar and equal liberty with others. The need of all to realize liberty in the sphere of their capacities. And for this, there should be authority of the state to regulate liberty and limitations. So while we have regulated the individual liberty through the instrument of state, should state be having absolute powers of regulation or absolute liberty in regulation? Yes. So here we will come to the second scope. ये पहला scope हो गया. What is the second scope? Because if there is no restrictions on the powers of the state, authority will become tyranny. So therefore, conclusion is there should be what kind of restrictions? Reasonable restrictions. There should be due process of law. Law should be just, reasonable and fair. So ये हो गया हमारा second aspect, that is the scope of liberty. So meaning and scope, is it absolutely clear? Yes. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, dimensions of liberty simply means application of liberty in various spheres. What is the application of liberty in the civil sphere? What is the application of liberty in the political sphere? What is the application of liberty in the economic sphere? Civil liberty आप enjoy करते हैं in the capacity of an individual human being. Regardless of which country you are born in, which caste you are born in, which gender you are born in, which region you are born in, should you have some basic human rights? Yes. Yes or no? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So those basic human rights are called civil rights. Freedom of movement, freedom of speech and expression, freedom to form association. No, association तो चलिए फिर भी political में आ जाएगा, but freedom of movement, freedom of speech and expression, freedom to settle anywhere, these are very basic rights. कई लोग जो है इसमें कह देते हैं right of life, liberty and property also. If you write Locke's perspective, Locke is called the father of revolution. So he says life, liberty and property are basic human rights. बट क्या इतने से ही काम चल जाएगा कि हमको बोलने की आजादी है, हमको कहीं जाने वाने की आजादी है? यस, you enjoy some liberty or some rights in the context of a citizen. अगर आप पॉलिटी के पर्सपेक्टिव से देखेंगे तो स्लाइटली कंफ्यूजिंग है. फॉर एग्जांपल, इज आर्टिकल 19 1A freedom of speech and expression available to non-citizens? Yes. Is freedom of speech and expression available to non-citizens or aliens?
No, sir.
No, it is not available. But we are talking from social political perspective. JS Mill तो इतना भी कहते हैं कि you should give the freedom even to speak wrong, because that gives an opportunity for that individual to correct his viewpoint. सो पॉलिटिकल लिबर्टी जो है दैट इज इन द कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ अ सिटीजन. पॉलिटिकल लिबर्टी में यू शुड बी हैविंग द लिबर्टी टू पार्टिसिपेट इन द formation, functioning, removal of the state. You should have right to form political party, right to contest election, right to vote. All these are your political liberty. Then there is the third sphere. In fact, economic sphere ही वो sphere है जहां पर सबसे ज्यादा conflict भी है. Here you are talking of liberty from an economic agent's perspective. और यहीं पर जो है libertarians और egalitarians या लिबर्टी और इक्वालिटी के बीच में जो सबसे ज्यादा द्वेष है वो दो ही स्फीयर में है, सोशल और इकोनॉमिक. सो फॉर एग्जांपल सम पीपल विल से दैट if I am ready to if somebody is ready to work for me for only 10 rupees per day, what problem do you have? अब एग्जैक्टली ये बात तो नहीं बोली, लेकिन इससे मिलती जुलती बात बोली है एक फिलोसोफर ने कॉल्ड फ्रीडमैन. His videos are available on YouTube. You should watch. He's a very interesting person. फ्रीडमैन कहते हैं कि अगर हम मिनिमम वेज लगा देंगे कि भाई मान लीजिए 15,000 रुपए पर ही जो है इंजीनियर लगेंगे. ऑल एंट्री लेवल जॉब्स इन इन्फोसिस विल बी एट 15,000 रुपीज. भले उनके सीईओ की सैलरी जो है 150 करोड़ रुपए हो. एंड देन both the murtis will teach and preach us ethics, whereas the pay gap between the higher management and the entry level, आज भी शायद इन्फोसिस में जो पहली नौकरी लगती है तो वही आपकी 3-4 लाख 5 लाख रुपए लगती है, राइट, पर ईयर. yes or no?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, for the last 10 years, and nobody is making a case out of it. They should be made. If this company was in US or somewhere else, they would have been made an example. बट ये लोग ज्ञान देते हैं आके कि 18 घंटे काम कीजिए, एथिक्स ये होता है, पैसा ऐसे कमाया जाता है, मोरालिटी ये होती है. वेयर इज द एथिक्स हियर इन द पे गैप? बट अगेन is in India where everything is possible and they are also role models. So coming back, फ्रीडमैन कहते हैं कि अगर मान लीजिए मैं मिनिमम वेज दूंगा 15,000 रुपए, इसमें दो समस्याएं हैं. एक तो क्या है, एक अयोग्य व्यक्ति, somebody who is fresh out of college, he is not having any work experience, he will first be learning the work in the company. Should he be paid 15,000 rupees for that? No, the company will be discouraged from hiring freshers. Secondly, somebody who is a very experienced engineer, उनका भी आपने मिनिमम वेज एंट्री यहीं रखी है. Why should this experienced engineer with 3 years, 5 years should be competing with a new level entrant? So फ्रीडमैन का ये कहना है कि ये सब मिनिमम वेज वगैरह जो है एंट्री बैरियर पुट करता है. एक और व्यू देते हैं ये ऑन टैक्सेशन. ही कॉल्स टैक्सेशन akin to slavery. क्यों? मान लीजिए कि शेयर मार्केट में ही जनरल टैक्स इज, शॉर्ट टर्म कैपिटल टैक्स इज 20%, बाकी सब चार्ज वार्ज लग के मान लीजिए 30% आपका टैक्स हो गया. फॉर अर्निंग दिस 100 रुपीज यू हैव स्पेंट 2 hours और लेट अस से 10 hours. इस 100 रुपीज में से 30 रुपए तो सरकार ने ले ली, फॉर विच यू स्पेंड 3 hours. So are you getting paid for the 3 hours? Yes. So this 3 hour which you paid in the form of tax, literally are you being paid for working for those 3 hours?
No, sir.
No. So he says this is the classic definition of bondage, bonded labor, etc., where you are not remunerated for your work. We may not agree with Friedman. There is progressive taxation, regressive taxation. Taxation has a purpose, etc. There is a separate debate regarding this, but this is what Friedman says in the economic sphere. Okay. इसी में इकोनॉमिक स्फीयर में you will have other philosophers like Hayek, other philosophers like Nozick, other philosophers like Berlin. They will be on one side. Most of them are from the आप अगर यूएस में देखेंगे तो स्कूल्स बने हुए, शिकागो स्कूल ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स. सो देर आर वेरियस स्कूल्स और वेरियस आइडियोलॉजीज. तो इनका ये मानना है कैपिटलिज्म इज द फाइनल सॉल्यूशन टू ऑल द प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ इनइक्वालिटी एक्सेट्रा. मार्केट विल बी ब्रिंगिंग दैट इनइक्वालिटी, मार्केट विल बी रिमूविंग दैट इनइक्वालिटी. सो ये जो है वेरियस डायमेंशंस में इकोनॉमिक में आप वेरियस व्यूज भी पढ़ लेंगे. और कंक्लूजन में बहुत ही अच्छा कंक्लूजन आपके नोट्स में दिया हुआ है. While the problem of equality is the debate between equality of opportunity and equality of outcome, problem of liberty is the debate between liberty and freedom and between negative liberty and positive liberty. क्योंकि आप देखेंगे बर्लिन हो गए या फिर हायक हो गए, इन्होंने नेगेटिव लिबर्टी और पॉजिटिव लिबर्टी का नया डेफिनेशन दे दिया. दे हैव रीडिफाइंड नेगेटिव लिबर्टी एंड पॉजिटिव लिबर्टी. Okay, so this is the conclusion part. You should read this paragraph. There is a very well explanation of how state comes into the picture, the concept of welfare state, Marxist philosophers, etc. चलिए एक बात और मैं बताना भूल गया in views. There is also the view of Marx, especially young Marx. Marx के दो वर्क हैं. So when Marx is writing about economic freedom, he says that there are 4 stages of alienation. What are the 4 stages of alienation? Yes. Man is alienated from his own. क्योंकि अगर आप किसी कंपनी में काम कर रहे हैं तो वो प्रोडक्ट क्या बनेगा ये आप तय नहीं करते हैं. You do not have any part in deciding what to produce and how to produce. Secondly, man is alienated from nature. His work does not give satisfaction. Monotonous है, मशीन आना है, ऑन करना है, बिस्कुट जो है पैक करना है डिब्बे में, बिस्कुट का डब्बा जो है यहाँ उठा के रखना है, ट्रांसपोर्ट पे लादना है, कपड़े को डाई करना है, कीबोर्ड पे एक्सेल की एंट्री करनी है. इट इज नॉट प्रोवाइडिंग एनी क्रिएटिव satisfaction to him. Then man is alienated from other men because there is competition. There are people who want to do the same work at lower cost, lower time, etc. Then man is alienated from himself. His whole life exists in the realm of necessity. तो वो खुद से भी वो हो जाते हैं because he is always working for necessity, salary to salary. सो इसके लिए मार्क्स कहते क्या है, प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी को अबॉलिश कर दो, सोशलिस्ट रेवोल्यूशन ले आओ. दैट इज मार्क्स कंसेप्शन ऑफ फ्रीडम. ठीक है. सो दिस इज द इंटायर व्यू, मैकफर्सन्स व्यू and Amartya Sen's view. McPherson is creative freedom, Amartya Sen is capability approach. He will talk about identification of capabilities and providing that. McPherson will be talking about creative freedom. His criticism is basically that capitalism is taking away your creative freedom. Okay, so that is all on liberty. If there is any doubt, please ask. Otherwise, we will start seeing the answers. और लिबर्टी और इक्वालिटी के बीच में अभी जो कंपैरिजन है, दैट आल्सो वी विल बी सीइंग. यस, इज इट क्लियर?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Everybody,
Yes, sir.
just give me 2 minutes. Yes, let us check this answer and then we will try to study the relation between liberty and equality. Then you write about its more popular meanings. That is, liberty means absence of restraint and equality means absence of yes privileges. ठीक बात है. ठीक बात है. Then thinkers. For example, Berlin will say a society that gives preference to equality over liberty. What is the quote? Ends up with neither liberty nor equality. So constantly you have to mention the thinkers, socio-political thinkers and their view. Second aspect, maybe you have not studied equality, Shebe. अभी equality नहीं हुआ है क्या आप लोगों का?
No, sir.
अच्छा, that is why you are struggling.
So there were videos uploaded like in that section, but they were not in an organized form. Like some were having glitch, so they were not running.
अच्छा,
And in the class, we've not yet done equality.
ठीक है. So let us tomorrow with Spinoza, let us start with equality. Nobody else has idea about equality, right? Gauri.
No, sir, not in our batch.
कल इक्वालिटी आपको फिर करा देते हैं. अभी के लिए लिबर्टी और इक्वालिटी आपके नोट्स का लास्ट टॉपिक है. लेट अस सी दी नोट्स एंड गेट एन आइडिया. There is also a relation between liberty and equality. So liberty and equality as complementary principles. The principle of liberty stipulates equal liberty or freedom for everyone. That is, liberty of one cannot be at the cost of another. This view concedes the imposition of reasonable restrictions on freedom so that freedom of one does not stand in the way of similar and equal freedom for another. Vast socio-economic inequalities in society are not compatible with the principles of freedom. हम ये कहेंगे कि inequality is not compatible with the principle of freedom. That is one view. Yes, Lucas की warning क्या है? Is justice done when one side is poorly represented and the other by the best barrister money can buy? Yes. If a section has low human development index, there is poor workforce, middle income trap, then that society will not be able to enjoy liberty. Okay, so this is supported by positive liberty holders like Rawls, Mills, etc., or substantive equality proponents like Townie, Lasky, etc. However, there is also a view that economy is an impediment to liberty. Alex D. Tocqueville कहते हैं tyranny of the majority. The demand for equality, especially in the sphere of freedom, leads to suppression of टोक्योविली का ये कहना है कि जब आप इक्वालिटी की बात करते हैं मटेरियल चीजों में तब तक तो ठीक है. When you are talking of equality of opinion, should that be the case? Should we all either say all hail Modi ji or all hail Rahul Gandhi ji? Is either of that correct?
No, sir.
No, there should not be equality of opinion. तो एक बहुत ही फाइन लाइन हमको पता चली that equality is not required in all spheres. For example, Tocqueville says equality of opinion will lead to suppression of freedom. अगर हर व्यक्ति जो है किसी एक पर्टिकुलर नेता की जय जयकार करेगा, डेमोक्रेसी विल बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू डिक्टेटरशिप. यस और नो?
Yes, sir.
यस. सो हमको एक बात यहाँ पर बहुत लॉजिकल बात पता चली कि भाई इक्वालिटी डज नॉट अप्लाई टू ऑल स्फीयर्स. देयर शुड नॉट बी इक्वालिटी ऑफ ओपिनियन, देयर शुड बी डिफरेंस ऑफ ओपिनियन. राइट? डेमोक्रेसी का मतलब ही क्या है? डायलॉग, डिबेट, डिसेंट. ओके, सो प्रिंसिपल ऑफ लिबर्टी डिमांड्स encouraged and variety of interest and opinion. Principle of equality tends to promote conformity and opinion of attitudes. So here, can I definitely say that liberty and equality are impediments to each other? Yes. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. True.
Similar idea is also given by Lord Acton. वो कहते हैं कि liberty and equality in political sphere leads to there should be decentralization of power, free press, free political parties, etc. Berlin says that economic sphere में अगर आप liberty लेके आना चाहेंगे, then that is not correct. He says one cannot fly like an eagle or swim like a whale, so we cannot say that there is no political liberty. Okay. However, we will not agree with Berlin's view because he seeks to equate socio-economic equality with natural and moral inequality. Okay. Hayek की भी view लिखेंगे. Hayek says that individual differences and skills under the condition of equality. मैंने मान लीजिए विकास को भी सेम फ्रीडम दिया है और दीपेश को भी सेम फ्रीडम दिया है. विकास जो है 10 घंटे पढ़ सकते हैं, दीपेश जो है 20 घंटे पढ़ सकते हैं. Who will perform better? If I have not put any restriction on the number of hours you can study. Yes. Yes. So individual difference in skill and ability under the condition of equality, will it lead to inequality? Yes. Will it lead to inequality of income and inequality of wealth?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And if we try to remove this, we will be affecting liberty itself. अगर हम इसको हटाने का प्रयास करेंगे, if we try to equalize income, if we try to equalize wealth, we will be going for harming the liberty, or liberty will be impacted. So they have actually typed my notes verbatim. So actually in the notes I have mentioned this, so ऐसे ही copy paste कर दिया उन्होंने, type कर दिया. If question asks my opinion, so liberty, तो हम क्या लिखेंगे? मतलब ये आपका basically conclusion है. Liberty and equality both are foundations of a just social order. Conflict between the two does not arise. The conflict arises only from their biased interpretations. If equality is interpreted as identity of treatment and equal shares for all, disregarding merit and need, it not only destroys liberty, it makes a mockery of equality itself. तो अगर हम इक्वालिटी की लिटरल मीनिंग ले लेंगे, लिटरल इंटरप्रिटेशन ले लेंगे, तो इक्वालिटी की डेफिनेशन से इक्वालिटी भी डिस्ट्रॉय हो जाएगा, लिबर्टी तो डिस्ट्रॉय होगा ही होगा. Understood? And then we will be writing there is reconciliation of liberty and equality. लीगल और पॉलिटिकल स्फीयर में इनके बीच में कोई भी अपवाद नहीं है, इनका रिकंसिलिएशन बहुत आसान है. इकोनॉमिक स्फीयर में जो है इनके बीच में रिकंसिलिएशन है. एंड वी शुड टॉक अबाउट provision of basic needs for each individual so that more enterprising, talented and energetic are not deprived of their liberty to prove their excellence. ये हो जाएगा आपका conclusion. Now is the answer understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes. There is also a very good conclusion you can write. Principle of equality is invoked to prevent some sections of the society from acquiring unlimited wealth and power. It is only intended to restrict the element of exploitation. सिर्फ इतना ही काम है कि ऐसा ना हो कि समाज में कुछ एक there is the 1% who has all the wealth. That is the only principle for equality. Equality is not a means for you to stop earning income, wealth, display your talent, etc. It is simply to prevent the element of exploitation under the garb of liberty. Okay, so liberty is aimed at individual benefit. Equality works to widen the list of beneficiaries. There are certain spheres in which liberty is non-negotiable: personal liberty, privacy, speech and expression, while there are certain spheres in which equality is non-negotiable: basic needs, primary goods, public goods, legal and political equality. It is therefore evident that liberty and equality as human rights do not emanate, do not arise basically from very different sources. On the contrary, they are based on some of the logical and they are based on the same logic, not some logic, same logic, and intended to serve the same political purpose. Supreme Court said that we need neither liberty nor equality. We need maximum security with least constraint to liberty. That is the complete answer. Here, I have basically brought the summary of that. In my opinion, if question is asking, in your opinion, is liberty a more important value or equality a more important value, then I'll be writing this aspect. Understood? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Everybody, now is the question clear?
Sir,
Yes.
so here, if we view affirmative actions as a tool to both liberty and equality, so would
Yes.
equality fit here or will it be equity?
Come again. If we use affirmative action.
Yes, sir. Like, for example, affirmative actions for vulnerable section.
Okay.
So, to like solve the problem of both liberty and equality.
Yes.
So, here notion of equality would be correct or equity would be correct?
See, the notion of equality contains that only the like should be treated as like. Equality as a principle only comes in the debate when we are talking of likes. है ना? When we are not comparing likes with alikes, then the principle of equality does not arise. इनको पहले इनके बराबर तो कर दीजिए. So affirmative action does not apply. Positive discrimination is a part of equality. Okay, so there is एक तरफ इक्वालिटी को आप कहते हैं एब्सेंस ऑफ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन, बट दिस एब्सेंस ऑफ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन इज ओनली बिटवीन लाइक्स, है ना, और पीपल हु आर इक्वली प्लेस्ड एट इक्वल स्टेटस, इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी इन द सोसाइटी, राइट? But those who are not at an equal status, equal opportunity, if we provide them certain additional benefits, which is called positive discrimination or your affirmative action, is it violating the principle of equality or supporting the principle of equality? Yes. Does that answer your question? Yes, no.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. I was
So
on
there
mute.
is
Yes, sir.
equality before law and equal protection of
Law.
yes. So This is sphere, absence of discrimination. This is sphere, positive discrimination is allowed. Understood?
Done, sir. Yes, sir.
Courts में होगा, there is also affirmative action and there is the charge of reverse discrimination. मतलब there are also arguments against affirmative action. दोनों ही लिखा होगा. The charge of reverse discrimination must be present in the notes itself. चलिए कोई बात नहीं, कल 1 घंटा हम स्पिनोजा पढ़ेंगे, 1 घंटा इक्वालिटी पढ़ेंगे सुबह. ओके, अभी मैं ये नोट्स इतना पार्ट जो है आपको लिबर्टी इक्वालिटी एज कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री प्रिंसिपल, देन रिकंसिलिएशन एंड माय व्यू, ये 3 पार्ट्स जो है अभी आपको इतना निकलवा के दे रहा हूँ, सो दैट all of you can attempt this question. Okay, based on this, now all of you are able to attempt. Yes.
Yes, sir. Now we can write a better answer.
बाकी लोग गौरी,
Yes, sir.
विकास,
Yes.
ऋतुराज, अभिषेक, अमिता. Amita, you are always in hospital 24/7. Never your mic gets muted. Yes.
No, sir.
अच्छा, you are there. It's a miracle.
Yes, sir. No.
पहले अमिता बोलती नहीं थी, अब बोलने लगी. There is a very good joke. I am not to offend any religion, etc. Okay, I am just telling a joke which I saw on the internet. Not to offend any religion, this side or that side, but a Christian pastor, a father, came to the village. So in Christianity, you want to spread the good news. You want to spread the word of Jesus. Article 25 says also, right to profess, propagate, and practice your religion. No harm done in that. So the father wants to talk about the message of Christ. So अब वो अंग्रेजी में बोलते थे, लोग वहां पर जो है वो हिंदी समझते थे. तो उन्होंने बोला कि गांव में के किसी एक व्यक्ति को लेके आइए जो ट्रांसलेट कर दे from English to Hindi. So there is one person, he knows English, he comes, he says, yes, I will translate. So father says, please tell to the people, God is watching you. This person says, Paramatma तुम्हें देख रहे हैं. He says, God is always watching you. Paramatma तुम्हें सदैव देख रहे हैं. Then he says, बोलो, like the father says, Hallelujah. This person says, बोलो राधे राधे. So then no problem even in the translator. He is translating based on his version of English to Hindi translation. So from that perspective, I think Amita has also done a miracle that she has started speaking. So Amita, can you now write this, at least this one answer and send? क्योंकि लास्ट 2 क्लासेस में आपका एक भी आंसर नहीं आया.
जी सर.
ठीक है. So what I'll do is I am pausing today's class. ठीक है. I'll take an extra class. कल और परसों जो है इक्वालिटी आपको पढ़ा देते हैं. And then we will write on liberty, equality. Or rather what I should do is liberty, equality और justice. ये तीनों जो है let us target that by Thursday we complete, and then I'll take an extra class and we will complete liberty, equality और justice. इसके आंसर लिख लेंगे. Okay, so that if some of you who do not have who are struggling to write because of lack of content, आप लोग इसको लिख लीजिए. So tomorrow in the morning we will do Spinoza and we will do equality topic. Liberty is complete for everybody, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So this marathon session I am suspending. किसी भी दिन Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday में से किसी एक दिन एक्स्ट्रा क्लास लेके we will write this again. Next week का हमारा टारगेट वही है, स्पिनोजा, लाइबनिट्स, in Western philosophy we will be completing, and here again आज भी crime and punishment नहीं लिख पाए हैं हम, so crime and punishment we will write along with one more topic of अगर लिबर्टी इक्वालिटी जस्टिस एक दिन में तो होगा नहीं, तो चलिए जस्टिस का लिख लेंगे वहां पे. So next week's target that we'll be doing on Saturday, Sunday in Western philosophy, we will be writing on Spinoza and Leibniz. Then in socio-political, we will be writing justice with the assumption कि liberty equality हमने extra class में लिख लिया है, and crime and punishment. उसके बाद next week we will target sovereignty, individual state and right, caste discrimination, gender. ये चारों topic जो है क्योंकि एक दूसरे से मिलते जुलते हैं, so we'll target that. Okay. So I'll pause here and we'll continue tomorrow in the morning at 7 a.m. only. Okay. Even if the announcement is not going in the group, understand that the class link will be sent at 7 and we will start at 7:10 whenever. Okay. So tomorrow in the morning, let us meet. Thank you for your time and patience. Dipesh, just take the. Acha, I'll manage. Okay. You need not send the screenshot. I'll try to get these 3 pages. If you can take a screenshot and share, or everybody if you can take a screenshot, well and good, so that at least अभी जो liberty और equality वाला आंसर है वो आप एक बार लिख लीजिए. Let me make it in the other format. Please take the screenshot for the question. ये मिटा दे क्या, ये सब जो लिखा हुआ है वो मिटा दे क्या? That would be better, right?
Yes, sir.
Taken the screenshot?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
थोड़ा सा ये एक्शन भी मैंने मिटा दिया, एक्टन है वो एक्शन को एक्शन कर दिया टाइपिंग वालों ने, तो यहाँ ऑस्ट्रिन नहीं है, ऑस्टिन. Taken this screenshot?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just write, please bring the answer tomorrow in the morning. Okay, जो आंसर नहीं लिख के लाएगा, you will be welcomed with choice use of words. Thank you for your time and patience. Enjoy your Sunday.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.